Hi everybody, this is Robin Rosensteel, and I thought I'd go through a year-end tool that I like to use a lot. It's called Celebrating Your Flawsomeness. I know it's that time of year, it's the year-end. A lot of times people want to reflect on where they've been this last year. Sometimes people like to beat themselves up for what they did not accomplish this past year. And that is not the whole point of this exercise. This exercise is to really embrace your flawsomeness. And since it's the end of 2019, I thought it would be useful to actually go back the last 10 years and just kind of reflect a little bit. And I have a few questions that I'll go through with you to kind of help you kind of reevaluate where you've been for the last 10 years and where you want to go in 2020. I have the list of questions at the bottom of this feed, but I'll go through them with you. And the first question is, how did I grow? So how did I grow from 2010 to 2019? I can speak for myself, and that's all about I moved back to the US from England. I reestablished my career here, reestablished my home here. And by taking all those steps, I realized it was just I was being true to myself, right? I was listening to my heart, and something we're not taught to do. We're taught a lot of times to think from our head and not our heart. But over the last 10 years, how I really grew was learning to listen to my heart and follow my heart. Because once you start trusting your heart, it never steers you wrong. The losses were the losses I've had in the last 10 years. I lost my father 3 years ago. I've lost 3 cats. They were all elderly cats within a year. So that was kind of hard. I also left a career. So I left the colleagues behind. So there was losses, personal losses, relationship losses. So that, it wasn't 10 years of, all fun and games. There was a lot of losses involved there too. Also, I had a act of God flood at my place and lost everything in my basement, so that was quite the experience. What are the things that helped me learn? What are the things that helped me learn? And I find myself, what helps me learn is always when the detours and the roadblocks appear, because they always make me stop and pause and kind of reflect, am I going down the right path? Maybe I am not going down the right path, because often when there's a roadblock or detour, that's always a signal to me that I need to turn left. So that's where it's always been a learning experience for myself. What did I rise above? What did you rise above? And think about the last 10 years and all the things that have gone, have happened in your life. I can speak for myself, and there's been a lot. I've gone through a divorce. I've gone through bully bosses. I've gone through, a national disaster where my basement was completely wiped out. I've gone through a total remodeling of an old 1926 building. So I've been through a lot of, and how I rose above it all was, I just took one day at a time and just, stayed true to me and took the high road. Sometimes that is not an easy thing, but it did help me rise above these circumstances when and it helped me also identify my own values, integrity and ethics. So those are some of the things that really, when all these circumstances hit, really made me sit back and say, what are my values and what's important to me? And what can I celebrate? So what could you celebrate? Not only from the last 10 years, but from the last year, like something you could celebrate. For me, one of my big, great moments this year, and it was just a small thing. I did 1-minute sound tune-ups at a local farmer's market. It was so fun. It was just a Saturday morning. I had my little tent. And I was giving free 1-minute tune-ups with tuning forks, and it was just really fun because it really got me to connect with the locals, to, let them experience something different, to let them experience sound healing, sound meditation, and just get comfortable, with talking to me. And it was really fun. It was a lot of laughter and joy. And I always think back to that and just how much fun that was. And so here's my question to you after you discover what you could celebrate from this last year or even from this last 10 years. Now, as you go into 2020 and you think about that, now imagine, what if that was the worst thing that could happen to you in 2020? What if me standing on the street at a farmer's market giving 1-minute tune-ups was the worst thing that will happen to me in 2020? I think that's going to rock, because that was just so much fun. It brought so much joy. So instead of thinking of all the doom and gloom that we often bring about, think about some positive experience you had, and what if that was the worst thing that could happen to you in 2020. Anyway, I'd love to hear your feedback and your thoughts and what came up for you. You can get a hold of me at the email address below. I look forward to hearing from you. Happy holidays.